Namaste, my friends. Thank you for watching. I wanted to share in a rather brief way a practice that you might begin your day with, or it might be like the first sort of part of a longer asana practice that you do for yourself. Very adaptable, right? And I'm going to teach in a way that I hope you understand that you can be adapting what you're doing or how you're being in the pose to suit the way that you are being in your moment. So I'm seated on the floor right now. You can certainly do this sitting in a chair or a sofa, perhaps on a table next to you, something like that. You're going to swing the feet around to the left, have the weight on the right hip. Again, if you're seated in a sofa, it's that the knees just drop to one side, the feet shift a little the other way, and you have more weight on one hip. You're going to turn away from the feet, with the hands on the floor, or hands on blocks. Hands on blocks works fine. Fingers spread wide. With a slow inhale, we'll bring the heart up away from the belly, so we're lengthening the front of the body. And with a slow exhale, we round the spine. We're shortening the front of the body. The hands are passed, right, the back thigh. So there's a twist that we're in as we're manipulating the spine into extension and flexion. And you can do this for quite some time if you like. You can also be a little bit squirmy in it, you might say, where you're kind of finding, right, the sort of length in the front, and you're kind of easing into the length in the back. Nothing has to be straightforward and straight back. There's nothing in the body that is one straight line. So you can kind of explore a little bit. Although when the heart comes up, it's going to be natural for the chin to lift. And when the heart pulls back in, it's going to be natural for the chin to tuck a little. Try not to get distracted and only lift and lower the chin. Right? So we're going to lead the movement from the heart moving up and away from the belly, and the heart pulling back and down towards the belly. Now if the chin lifts, we could also lift the eyes. So eyes to eyebrows as the heart comes up. And if the chin tucks with that exhale, we can also bring the eyes to the cheeks. Alright? So this, again, you can do this for a few minutes at a time. You can do it only for once or twice if that suits you a little bit more. Eventually we'll kind of stay in the middle. The backhand will support us, so we make sure that it's well placed. Fingers are spread wide. We're able to push down, so there's a push down. And with an inhale, we open that back arm like a gate. We can follow the hand with the eyes. With the exhale, we close the gate, bring the fingers down. And this is also something that you can be more expressive with, right? Doesn't really matter where you reach. And in bringing the arm back down, we could thread the arm underneath the body. Go a little deeper into that twist. Right? So just nice and easy. As many times as you like. Once, twice, or, 28, as many times as you like. The back arm can stay stiff and strong. Right? Or you can bend the elbow as you close the gate and essentially do like a one-armed push-up. Right? So pushing into that hand to open and straighten both arms at once. Okay. And as I think I already had said, this opening arm doesn't have to always go in the same direction. We might open up at some point a little bit lower, right? And we could also work here with a kind of a circular opening movement. You can imagine how you can be pretty creative with some of this, right? We'll end up with the hands back down on the floor, and then focusing on this back leg. Can we straighten it and push it back behind us? We let that settle in. The knee is not against the floor, but the inner edge of the foot is. Pretty strong leg here, working the glute muscles, working the upper leg muscles to straighten through that knee. We could go deeper into the twist then, pulling the belly in the opposite direction, bringing the chin up and over, bringing the eyes past where the head wants to turn, even putting your tongue in the back cheek, right? Pushing the tongue inside the back cheek And the tongue could manipulate little circles or a little up and down. So we get into the muscles along the neck and in the face. So if we're pretty deep back into the twist, my suggestion before you go deeper is that you untwist a little bit. You relax the face, the eyes, and everything is soft again. And still not working with this back leg, we're curious. We're very curious. If we can rotate that leg internally, right, so I'm like rolling, the knee can gently kind of touch the floor for a second, and we see if we tuck the toes, and then push the leg straight at this angle. So the heel is high, big toe is touched anyway, not all of my toes are down. That's the angle. And then, if it's okay, pushing back to that leg, we go deeper into the twist again, repeating if it would be appropriate, the chin coming around, the eyes moving farther, and the tongue again pushing into the back cheek. You could open your mouth, bring your tongue down to your chin, or up to your nose. So when we let go of this, we just get easy, starting at both ends. The head unturns, we soften that back leg. We ease ourselves around until there's just like almost a neutral feeling. Making sure that even here, the twist that we're in with the hands on the floor, that's at a fairly mild level. And then we could do push-ups with both hands. Right? We could do bringing the heart down, right? Bringing the heart down, even if it's a tiny little bit, and then pressing straight. Feeling the chest muscles, the armpit muscles work a little bit here. Okay. We could hover, maybe turn the head once or twice, right? Keeping things loose. Right. When we come up, we aim to go to the other side. We could lean back and essentially do it hands-free, maybe, right? Swinging the back leg forward, the forward leg back, we end up on this side. And then I'm not going to repeat all the instructions. You can rewind this video and start again, but the idea is all the same stuff. All the same possibilities, all the same pleasures of being in a body in this moment. We come back around to the center. Now, if you're up on a chair or a sofa, it's not going to probably work so well to bring your feet up at the same level as your hips, but you could simply sit with your feet on the floor and let the knees open up a little bit. Right? But if you're on the floor and maybe you have a block or bolster underneath you, the feet can come together. They can go a little farther away, or you can pull them in a little closer. That depends on how things feel here. You could simply sit with your back against the wall, let the knees open for a few breaths, or bend forward. I like to bring my hands to encapsulate my feet here, and there's a sense of kind of closing an energetic circuit, right, that I find satisfying. This could be a moment of turning inwards, maybe intention setting. How would you like your day to feel? How would you like to meet today's challenges? Maybe just gratitude for your resources. Like kind of that sort of stream of thinking and being could happen right here. And if you are forward, you can always push the hands into the floor, pull the belly back a little bit. You would ease the knees up, all right? And then here, I'll spin a little. We can perhaps, if we're on the floor, we can lean back, put the hands so they radiate away from the body, fingers spread, pressing into thumb and index finger. And if nothing else, we lift the heart here. A little back bend again, a little wake up kind of feeling. We could also push into the feet, lift the hips up, and then really focus on the back side, on the glute muscles and hamstrings to really push the hips up. You're looking for them to go to the knee height. If you did take your head back at all, make sure that you're smoothly breathing, that there's a little sense of relaxation around the jaw, the eyes. And of course, when we come out of this, we want to ease down. Ease ourselves down, ease ourselves down. A little bonus piece, right? A little bonus piece, if that felt pretty good, is to again swing the legs around, come to your first side, lean heavily into the backhand, make sure it's well placed, roll forward onto the shins, we can lift the hips, that back arm can swing up, we can look up. Again, a lot of possibilities here in terms of the arm moving, right? And we want to ease ourselves down, ease ourselves down. We would swing around, do the same thing on the other side. We can come back to the middle and maybe sit with crossed ankles, or we sit with crossed shins, and close out this little piece. Or go on some more complicated things, more vigorous things if you would like to do that. So I hope that I've given you some ideas about ways to kind of enjoy some movement, choosing to be very wise, to be very friendly as you move through your practice. As always, I wish you very many blessings, many, many blessings. Hope that you'll honor your practice for whatever it brings up. Keep remembering the things and the people that you love, and have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for listening.